we are going to do it this way. Mr. Chigenyi, listen to me.
Yes, Chair.
One, you're going to give us the documents that I earlier guided on, every document relating to this project, so-called, from application up to the current status by close of business today. Number two, you're going to come back here on Tuesday and clerk, invite the following persons: the ministers of internal affairs, together with the IGP, the minister for Kampala, the executive director of Kampala will be here on Tuesday. The Lord Mayor of Kampala will be here on Tuesday, together with his executive. The Speaker of KCCA will be here. And while coming here, she or he should come with the minutes, if any, approving this project. If any, mark my words. The persons that constitute the PPC, Physical Planning Committee of KCCA. Finally, the Managing Director of Kiham Enterprises. In your letter, clerk, make sure you are exhaustive. You give them the background and the possible questions they are likely to answer.
Chair, I just wanted to add something small. So I wanted to come earlier as a president of point of procedure, but I can just add on what you have submitted. Chair, in the recent days, about 3 or 4, there's a lot that has been going on social media, television, in respect to Nakivubo drainage system. I heard the Lord Mayor, it's so unfortunate he's not here today, or is on the way coming, talking about a presidential directive that was given in respect to the development of the Nakivubo drainage system. And according to the Lord Mayor, as I heard him on TV, that the directive sought for Prime Minister's intervention to facilitate the process, but it was not the final approval. 2, he talked about that there was no approval from KCCA, no master plan. That is from the Lord Mayor, according to what I heard. No lease agreement. And yet, according to him, at that particular moment when he was talking, the developer had already taken possession of the what? Of the place, cordoned off the place to start development, when all these other formalities have not been what? Handled. My question is, or clarification is to think, clarification from KCCA, what is the current status? Are these hearsays or they are realities on the ground? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That's a serious one. Idi, is it true you gave away land without following procedure? 2, does this channel belong to KCCA? And was it given away? 3, is the process of giving it away a procurement process? Where procurement process is followed? 4, what is intended to be done on this stream? Are there approved plans and designs by the authority? 5, why are you not coordinated? Why are you moving in a disjointed manner? From what the honorable member is saying, your executive seems to be saying something entirely different, maybe I will hear from you. And I don't intend to discuss this in greater detail before we get the documents. So we would want to look at the expression of interest to develop this stream. Is it a channel? The channel? 2, the approvals of KCCA through the relevant organs of the agency, the approved plans, the consent of NEMA, The honorable member has mentioned of a presidential directive. Is it true there is a presidential directive on this? You know, sometimes you people have reduced the president to doing every small thing. And I know sometimes you are falsely accusing him. When I see you involving the president's name in petty transactions, I get angry. So I want to see if it is true the president intervened, and if there is a directive, I want to look at it. In summary, tell us, then we will ask for documents, in case you didn't come with them. But I'm sure you must have foreseen that this will arise in this meeting. So you could have come with the documents. If anything, KCCA is just a stone throw away from here. I also understand that part of the parliamentary land was fenced within KCCA. So we're also about to come to rescue that land before you give it away. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, we have seen the presidential directive on the redevelopment beautification of Nakivubo channel and the redevelopment and beautification of Nakivubo channel. It comes on the heels of a development application that Kampala Capital City Authority received in February. That it comes from Chiham Enterprise, Uganda Limited. The nature of development application is very expansive, but we are alive to the fact that this would touch many entities of government because of the fragility in terms of ecology of the channel, but also speaks to the Kampala Capital City Drainage Master Plan efforts, and therefore we needed to
interrogate. Don't you need to expound on the ecological fragility of this channel?
Honorable Chair, Nakivubo channel is that drainage that begins from around Makere Chivulu and rolls down through Kagugube, through Nakivubo, exiting at the police fire department, and on to through industrial area, all the way to the Lake Victoria. It is a 9-kilometer stretch. The geography is that it drains at the lowest point of Kampala. I have every reason to believe that before many of us came down to Kampala, that must have been some kind of papyrus ridden geography collocation. It is part of the when you tease this with the wetland map of Uganda, it happens to be part of the wetlands of Kampala. It is therefore one of the areas that can be seen to be of fragile nature because of the developments that are around it. Around it, we have a stadium, we have business enterprises, we have schools, we have on the lower end industrial establishments and all. So to speak about its fragility is not an understatement, it is a reality. Now, when we received the development application, we thought Kampala Capital City Authority could not move alone and required other agencies, including NEMA, the Ministry of Water and Environment, as well as other organs of government that can speak to the planning of Kampala. So the Physical Planning Committee did ask for more information that resulted in an addendum to that application in March 30th. We have been studying these, and before we concluded,
Physical Planning Committee asked for?
I cannot speak to the details of what they asked for, but they asked for.
You have mentioned, but I was writing, so I needed to get every detail.
They asked for some documents, including about the environmental social impact assessment of that project, given its magnitude. The assessment of this development proposal was still incomplete, and we saw the presidential directive.
The assessment was
ongoing, still ongoing. And then the presidential directive came through. The presidential directive is to the Right Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda.
Came through saying what?
The gist of the presidential directive is that His Excellency the President supports the proposals by Kiham Enterprises to redevelop Nakivubo channel, and that government needed to support the efforts of Kiham Enterprises.
Okay, and then what did you do?
We noted that on the heels of the presidential directive, a section of the channel was hoarded with the iron sheets, and some activities were undertaken, including draining, and probably
some activities
were started in the hoarded area.
Like which activities?
There was some excavation at some points.
Okay.
And when we did note that, we caused a meeting with the developer and have written to the developer demanding that he stops the activities until we are able to ensure that what is taking place is without drastic impact on the population.
Can you share with us that very later, stopping the development? Okay.
Clarification, Chair.
Clarification, Honorable Mali.
Chair, I was keenly following the Deputy ED of KCC's submission, but I am perturbed by the last submission where he said they were also shocked to see that the developers started developing the place or the channel, and in his submission he has not indicated that they indeed gave him permission to do so. So under what circumstance would he start doing the work without permission from KCCA?
That's a good question, but to a wrong person. He is a complainant. We will get to that. We will dig to know that. Honorable Itungo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I've followed the submission of the Deputy ED. And Chair, I have a newspaper here. Chair, this paper says there's some orders from above. This is today's monitor, that there are some orders from above. But Mr. Chairman, when there was a committee investigating on Nagul land, a report which we have in our records here, Attorney General gave guidance that any presidential directive, what they call an order from above, that directive must be done according to the law and the due process. And Mr. Chairman, among the documents that they should submit, I wish we could also request that directive from the president so that we can see what is happening there. According to the paper, they are saying that the directive was meant to allow directing the Prime Minister to facilitate the process, meaning if they have any issue, maybe to do with the stakeholders or what, they should be facilitated. But Mr. Chairman, from the reports and the submission and even what is on the ground, there is heavy deployment. I don't know who has deployed.
I thought it would be KCCA to deploy.
So
let's go step by step.
So, Mr. Chairman, I will add on, but I wanted you to ask for that letter from the president so that we can also have a copy and read for ourselves and see what.
Ordinarily, I would have expunged the content from the newspaper because you know our rules on that. And it is also it is basic law that newspaper write-ups are hearsay. But now that hearsay is being... No. I would not allow you to assail the credibility of a newspaper, an established newspaper. By the way, it is very credible. I know who hates the Monitor, the Daily Monitor, and I will not join him in his game of hate. One, we have received corroboration from KCCA that it is true, there is a presidential directive. We shall not discuss the presidential directive before we receive it. That's number one. Number two, KCCA has for now vindicated itself through this letter dated August 20th, 2025. It is a letter written to the managing director of Kiham Enterprises Limited, Uganda Limited. Attention Hajj Dr. Hamis Chigundu. And I'll read it verbatim because of the sensitivity of this issue. Development of a section of Nakivubo Channel. Kampala Capital City Authority, KCCA, received your online development proposal concept on the Nakivubo Channel under reference 2425 00000462 on 7th February 2025. This was followed by an addendum stroke amendment to the application under review on 31st March 2025. This innovative and futuristic proposal requires a more dimensional assessment with multi-agency inputs. Given the considerable ecological, social, and infrastructural impact on the locality and larger territorial jurisdiction of Kampala and the neighborhoods. While KCCA Physical Planning Committee, PPC, was still conducting the requisite feasibility and technical studies of your application, you proceeded to hold off the proposed project site at the preliminary works, including excavations and demolitions, at which preliminary works, including excavations and demolitions, have been undertaken without appropriate guidance and permissions for statutory compliance and due consideration of project-affected persons. Now mark the third parties, project-affected persons. Please note that unregulated and unpermitted development activities pose potential risks to life and property, including flooding occasioned by obstruction of the storm drains, obstruction of businesses in the area, obstruction of pedestrian and vehicular traffic, as well as injuries to persons within the project area and damage to the neighboring structures. While KCCA is committed to finalizing the review of your development application, you're required to stop the unregulated and unpermitted activities with immediate effect. KCCA technical officers will be availed to guide your teams to avoid immediate and secondary risks arising from your current actions. Specifically, you're required to, 1, remove the debris that is in the channel as a result of the ongoing activities. 2, ensure that the tertiary and secondary drainage entrances into the channel are cleared to enable the smooth flow of storm water. 3, ensure that the hoarded section is well maintained to avoid any danger to human life and flooding of the surrounding area. We look forward to your compliance. Benon Chigenyi, for Executive Director, with a copy to the Minister for Kampala Capital City and Metropolitan Affairs and the Lord Mayor of Kampala.
You said which date?
This letter is dated 20th August, 2 days back, 2025, received by HAM Enterprises Uganda Limited. This time HAM, not KIHAM. What does KIHAM represent? That is the company. KIHAM, Chigundi. It is received by HAM Enterprises, not KIHAM. I hope they refer, and to one and the same person. Honorable Swambi.
Chairman, let's first be clear on the identity. Is it HAM or is it HAM? Who is who there?
Is it KIHAM or HAM Enterprises? Mr. Chigenyi?
The development application is from KIHAM Enterprises Uganda Limited.
Who did you serve?
The address at which the submitting agents corresponded to where we served.
Thank you, Chair. This matter is...
This letter shall be photocopied and the photocopy retained and received as evidence. We shall return your original. Edgar.
Thank you, Chair. I think this matter is quite involving and technical. The Deputy ED talked of a litany of documents and correspondence. He's also talking of so many schools and business community around the area. I would wish to propose, with your kind consent, that I think they should submit all these documents. One, you've talked about the presidential directive. We also want to look at it before even we talk about the response, because it's addressed to a different person, but there's an application online which you want to look at also as a committee. Why? One may be wondering whether this is a sectoral issue, but primarily I think it is involving our committee. Because if there are losses, we don't want to go back to issues of kitezi and accountability. So the Deputy ED, I think for the first time, I want to thank you for this kind of approach. But I'm also wondering who enforces. Your letter is like begging and massaging. It's, please come over, stop. Normally, for me, I was just putting up a small fence. And Honorable Chair, I had people from Nakawa, from everywhere, trying to just a small fence. But you're talking of 9.4 kilometers and excavations. So if you good to this committee, before I commend you for the work, kindly please, all those documents you talked about should be submitted to the chair, and then maybe we'll get...
Honorable Swambi, I don't know where your kindness is coming from. Don't kindly submit. Submit all of them.
Thank you, Chair. Yes.
By close of business today. And here we mean any approvals within KCCA, including minutes of the executive committee meeting, if at all, council approvals, and the PPC, the Physical Planning Committee. As you write down, I want you to answer this question in one word. Is there an approved plan for this or not? It is yes or no. Don't turn down the microphone. Yes.
The plan is under consideration.
Is there an approved plan? Yes or no?
No.
Good. Do you have enforcement or you don't?
Yes, we do.
Have you deployed enforcement or you have not?
We have not.
Is this what you do with other developers or it is different? You've heard from across here. What do you do when someone is constructing without approval? What have you normally done?
We give enforcement notices.
Okay. So have you given enforcement notice this time around? Or you are telling the same developer, please at least make sure you clear the way for people to pass, and so on and so forth? Are other Ugandans secondary citizens or not?
They are not.
Why are you applying different standards?
Mr. Chairman, these are not different standards.
If
The
an ordinary
enforcement notices would spell out the areas which have been offended. And you only are able to know the areas of the law that are offended if you have been on the site. We have not been on the site to be able to give a detailed account. I must, however, say that...
When
yes,
did you receive information that there was an illegality taking place?
Honorable Chairman, that's what I was going to do.
Now you go to it.
Yes. I must say that our building inspectors of the central division in which this project falls noticed and went to the site and were not able to scale the site and to know the damage. So that is the reason.
Please make me understand. How were they not able to know the damage?
In the report of the building inspector, he said he was not given access.
By who?
The developer.
Who owns this land?
Kampala Capital City Authority.
Have you given it away?
No.
Yes. Mpindi Bumali.
Mr. Chairman, first of all, I want to put it on record that I'm disappointed with Mr. Benan Chigeni. This is not the Chigeni I knew.
I will not allow you to express disappointment. Do you have a question for him?
But my question, okay, Chair, let me go to the question. 2 questions. There is no approved plan on the property that belongs to KCCA. There is no allocation, there is no approved plan on the property that belongs to KCCA. But someone is busy putting structures, and the person is denying KCCA access, and the deputy ED is saying, you know, we have not seen this, the other. I want to again put the question, if it was someone else doing that on his own land, would you leave that person to do so? But 2, Chair, there's something that we skipped, which I thought it was vital. If someone writes a letter stopping the construction to a completely different company that it did not apply to do...
That is not true. The letter is addressed to the applicant.
The applicant was
Kiham, or Chiham. They wrote to the same person.
But delivered to the wrong address.
No, he said it is the right address, the address quoted in the application. It is only the stamp that somebody chose to apply, which has Ham Enterprises.
Okay.
I think some people normally have a group of companies.
So
Honorable Itungo.
Mr. Chairman, just one pick from the record. The record is the letter you have just read, 20th August. I want to find out from the ED, from 20th when you wrote the letter and today, what is on the ground? Has the developer stopped or something is happening?
I have not verified yet what is on ground. I don't have a current update.
Yeah.
Honorable
Chair,
Swambi.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I think the Deputy ED, this is really worrying. Because you are talking about an issue not only coming up in the headlines, but as a technical person, you definitely know the effect of encroachment and developments where you are not behind. So I think it is really perturbing for you to say you are not aware.
Would you not better ask him why he has not?
Yes, I wanted to ask that exactly. Why are you on leave when actually you're supposed to be in the field on this particular matter? Is it because it is an order from above? the entire world wants to know, not only just...
Order from above, don't make reference to order from above yet, before we receive that order from above, because we do not know the particulars.
Chair, I rest my
I don't
case.
want to falsely accuse my brother Joel Museveni, the president, as having made orders that people disregard the law. I want to first get that order from above, if at all. Mr. Chigenyi, is there one reason, not two, why you have not gone to the ground to establish, just a minute, to establish, one, the status quo, especially where you say your officers went and were denied access onto your own land in your regulatory zone?
Mr. Chairman, we expect compliance of the developer, and that is the gist of the last line in our...
Who enforces compliance?
KCCA.
Your officers went to enforce compliance, and you're saying they were denied access. How do you expect compliance if you cannot access?
We have engaged the developer by writing to them this letter, and this letter was received yesterday, and thereafter we hope...
Where is your executive director?
My executive director is out of the country.
Until when?
Until Monday.
Good. Where is your Lord Mayor?
I cannot give account of the Lord Mayor's...
Are you working as a team?
Yes, we are. And
in this parliament, we have forced you to work as a team previously. And we thought what we started as a forceful relationship would metamorphose into something natural, because to us it is natural to work together. You are coming for a meeting and you don't see your boss. You cannot find out what could be happening. Or you want to tell me you are not answerable for your brother's, you know, is it called my brother's what? You're not your brother's keeper. Would you give us one reason why you have not gone to ground?
Why we have not?
Why you have not been to the ground, you yourself? Because your team has cried out loud that we were denied access. You remained in the comfort of your office, which you would not do had it been Yusuf Nsibambi, as the Honorable Nsibambi said. Who deployed from your report? Who is guarding the place that denied your people access?
I have no confirmation.
Did you ask your people when they said we have been denied access? I don't want to rely on the statement by the Honorable Itungo that did you say they are soldiers according to the monitor? I don't want to rely on that. Who is guarding this place that denied your people access? I am giving 5 minutes. No, we are pausing for 5 minutes for him to find out from his people. We are resuming in 5 minutes.
The clerk to the committee for the committees to refer to. In the report, the building inspector notes that he reached the place and was denied access. The facility, the holded-off facility section is guarded by Uganda Police Force personnel.
Okay. Can I have colleagues who have not introduced themselves to do?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm Robert Kasolo. I come from Ikiki constituency, Budaka district. Thank you.
Chair, I'm Tembo Mjungu. I represent the people of Songora South and Pasesi, member of this committee.
Okay, Honorable, did I see a hand from Honorable Kayondo?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, when you see a normal person and you are sure the person is normal, behaving or acting abnormally, then you better know there is something abnormal beyond his or her control. Chair, I took time to go to that channel yesterday. Actually, it's not Uganda police protecting the channel. It is the army. Army protecting the... Now I was wondering whether now KCCA has improved to the level of employing the SFC or the army as its enforcement. Where am I going to chair? Chair, your committee has the powers to summon anyone. Remember the saga that was at Forest Mall? The same thing was happening. And a gentleman who was building was summoned. He came and gave his part of the story. So, Chair, I would request, why don't you summon either Ham, Oki Ham, and what have you, to appear here and tell his side of the story? Let Ham, Oki Ham, appear here and tell us where he gets the powers. Let Ham, Oki Ham...
Don't use that word against somebody who is not in the committee. Let him come and give his version or side of the story.
Yes.
Supposing you are choosing him falsely and wrongly.
No, Chair, I'm picking from what is being
Yeah,
submitted.
you've not heard from
Because
him.
I've heard Ham, Oki Ham, so I'm not sure.
You've not heard from him.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, Chair.
You can come here and say, I'm actually not the one.
So whatever it
But
is.
I have noted your point. I've understood.
Then too, I see some kind of hijacking to a person who was not ready, because some of that information is confidential, to the office bearer.
How?
Yes, because the office bearer here is the accounting officer. The accounting officer is not here.
No. He was delegated in writing.
The account...
Honorable Kayondo, don't go down that route.
No, Chair, because...
You see, listen when I restrain you. And first switch off that microphone. That one we have taken a decision. We allowed him to proceed at the previous hearing under the hand and seal of the executive director. So don't take that line. I have noted your first prayer. I'm going to guide on it.
Then lastly, Chair, the developer doesn't have the approval.
Yes.
The developer doesn't have a plan, but is directed...
Not even allocation.
It doesn't have allocation. But a letter is written to him on the procedure, on the work method. Because that letter you're reading, it is involving the work method. The CRT, don't affect.
Thank you.
Don't do what?
Thank you.
I think I need to hear from how do you give a work method? How do you direct somebody you've not given approval?
No, we will not
Was
go
no
down
plan?
that line. Thank you. Honorable Kasolo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We all live in Kampala, and over this issue,
I don't live in Kampala.
Personally, I've lived in Kampala throughout my life.
You're lucky.
Now, we are seeing so many voices from the minister, the Lord Mayor, all
people speaking different issues. Accusations and counter accusations are happening. Now, when you look at the team which is before us, it's just the ED and the technical people. I would beg you, Mr. Chair, using your power, that we need to exhaust this thing by inviting all the other parties to be in one meeting, and we resolve this matter at once, rather than this small team who seem, according to how their answers, who seem to be lacking certain information because they report somewhere they are under siege and so forth. So my prayer would be that we organize another meeting which will include all
Honorable
the others.
Mpindi Bumali.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I think members should understand. First of all, if I'm to go through what is happening, even if they are talking of development and reconstruction as per the purported order from the President, it is on record that the President said, even if I give a directive, that directive should be implemented in accordance with the law.
He did not even have to say that. The law is stronger than the President.
Yes, but he is on record saying so.
I didn't see
Even
him.
the Attorney General guided that you accounting officers, if someone comes to you claiming there is any order from above or a directive from the President, you should execute that directive in accordance with the law. So the issue here is that the law must be followed, even if we are to implement the directive of the President. But now the way I'm seeing things moving here, there, it is really looking ugly for someone to occupy.
Honorable Itungo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I want to first ask the question, then I give some guidance, Mr. Chairman, through you. Chair, this letter from KCCA, in one of the paragraphs, they are talking about project-affected persons. Who are those? Number two, where are they? If they have been vendors, where are they? Then finally, Mr. Chairman, with the guidance, Chair, I want the KCCA team to appreciate our concern as stakeholders. And the question we're actually asking in good faith.
I don't like that disclaimer.
Chair, they may be hard to hear, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
So, Chair, what I want to request is that they submit the necessary documents as far as this project is concerned. But also, Chair,
I have already guided on that.
but also, Chair,
Haven't I?
but also, Chair, let's not just sit in the boardroom. Nakivubo channel is not far from here. We have gone out, including
I am not a surveyor.
So, Chair, we can go as a committee.
Wait. Why are you making that? Why are you jumping the gun?
Chair, why are you fearing to go to
You know that I don't fear. Okay, thank you all colleagues for your contributions. We are going to do it this way. Mr. Chigenyi, listen to me.
Yes, Chair.
One, you're going to give us the documents that I earlier guided on, every document relating to this project, so-called, from application up to the current status by close of business today. Number two, you're going to come back here on Tuesday and clerk, invite the following persons: the ministers of internal affairs, together with the IGP, the minister for Kampala, The executive director of Kampala will be here on Tuesday. The Lord Mayor of Kampala will be here on Tuesday, together with his executive. The Speaker of KCCA will be here. And while coming here, she or he should come with the minutes, if any, approving this project. If any, mark my words. The persons that constitute the PPC, Physical Planning Committee of KCCA. Finally, the Managing Director of Kiham Enterprises. In your letter, clerk, make sure you are exhaustive. You give them the background and the possible questions they are likely to answer. This meeting is adjourned to Tuesday at 10 o'clock.